Stop asking stupid questions. Alright, here we go with some more Berserk. This is episode 7. As mentioned before, the link is in the description below. So let's go ahead and do this. We're going on one. 3, 2, 1. I don't believe that. He's a happy demon, isn't he? I just know one thing. Well, I actually know two things. Maybe three. At least two. One, he works out a lot. And the maybe would be he also probably takes steroids. Because look at his six pack. And two, you don't fuck with demons. Because that motherfucker gave them everything they wanted. And I do think Gus learned his lesson here. And it's funny they say that, there's only you, the song lyrics and all this stuff, but that presupposes you have free will, right? If you don't have free will, then nothing you do matters. You're just, you're on rails. You're like a train going on rails. So all this like life advice and all this other bullshit about, be who you are and all this crap, your life is on rails, so it doesn't matter. So that's why I just can't get behind that, because if it doesn't matter, then I might as well just be making choices I think matter, even if they don't, right? Because the alternative is you're fucked. If you act like it doesn't matter, but it does matter, then you just fucked yourself over by not doing shit. So if it doesn't matter what you do, then at least I'm doing what I want to do, is my basic philosophy. That's why I don't get into all this, predestination, fate crap, free will. Operate as if you believe you have free will. And then you're covered either way. Yeah, they did, boy. They got smashed. How would that draw attention away? You'd bring more attention to it, because everybody would be talking about the demon, right? They got smashed. It's an idiotic rumor, is what I'm saying. Gossiping ass. Yep. What, motherfucker? Keep talking shit. He's gonna be in convalescence for a while, ain't he? Yeah, he got fucked up. Apparently got choked out, fucked up his forehead. Get your fucking hand off me. Wow. I don't think he's too hurt to kick your ass. Yeah, yeah, like I said, he just barely touched that punk bitch. Really? Really? Yeah, you better cower, you little bitch. All he's got to do is glance around. What's up, motherfucker? Yeah, you're going to talk shit behind his back, huh? Is that how it is? Punk ass. Yep, no tensions here. Yeah, that's a big dude. What if she still hates Gus? Or, put more specific, does she still blame him? Did you just see him walking, kid? That answers that question, don't it? Thank you for the flashback. It was just last episode. Yeah, yeah, she's still pissed. And no one is a very big word. Are you saying she's hysterical? Oh shit. Not sundry big shots. Oh no. Oh shit. Yeah, we kind of already saw it, but yeah, he's had enough. What, motherfucker? That's an order. Yeah. Oh shit. Hmm. How badly do you guys want to get your asses kicked? That badly. Okay. Yeah. Hold what, motherfucker? Hold this. Hold this L. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I ain't trying to get her mad at me too. Yeah, you gonna knock her down the stairs? She came all the way from Mississippi. Yeah, she's been wanting to do that for a while. Now what? Overly protective people can be annoying. I'll just put that out there. Yeah. Pig headed, stubborn ass motherfucker. Yeah, you're clearly a loser. Even though he beats murking motherfuckers on the battlefield. You gotta take the good with the bad. What my dad used to call redeeming social value. Somebody can be an asshole or be like a problem of some kind, right? But they contribute so much that you just overlook the problems. He just don't want to get his ass kicked. That's what that is. Because she's completely healthy. She didn't take any damage in the battle, unlike the other two. So she can just push people around. Yeah, what's up with that? He's been getting promoted too much. He's we're all beneath him now. You know, he's better than us. What do they call it, peerage, whatever that fucking noble shit be doing. You know. One big ass sword, man. Uh oh, now another flashback. He's tired of her shit. She's got a lot of opinions, don't she? That's right. That floor didn't do nothing to you. You know, it is funny though. Sometimes we have that voice in our head we just can't make shut up, you know? That's what he's doing. So, yeah, what's up? He's a hoss. What in the South we call a hoss. Yeah, you're getting something out of it. Uh huh, yeah. Yeah, but you're trying to get this promotion, you know? Still an excellent name, by the way. It was pretty fucking bad, dude. We need better weapons. Either one, man. Either way. Tomato, tomato, like he said. Boom. You're out of your league, is the point. Man, he knocked you the fuck out. That's a pretty creepy looking thing, by the way. It looks like it's got little lips, man. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm pretty sure this is a show. People have told me, so many people told me about so many shows, right? I do think this is a show where they said there's too many flashbacks. I'm starting to agree with them. If this is a show they were talking about, we just saw this, man. You could reference it with a quick shot to remind us of what he's thinking about, but to replay the entire scene is stupid. What are you doing? Or maybe he thinks you're evil. I mean, for all you know, the demon took that as like, we cool? Yeah. Yeah. I'm your humble manservant. Never. It's never over. I just thought you were hot. He did, though. I mean, that should be the ultimate confirmation right there. He went in there ready to die to save your ass. What more do you need? Like, that's a very good point, actually. This is a king, right? Yeah, I mean, obviously the crown, but, you know, the king we saw a couple episodes ago. Get on your knees, bitch. Yeah. Well, now I'm on his side. Neil D's nuts, bitch. I mean, you can't be screaming at me like that, man. See, I would have lasted 2 minutes back in the real age because they would have killed me. It's that simple. I'm a disrespectful asshole. I'm just putting it that way. Yeah. Alas, I say. Oh, so that's an asshole. They was just screaming at me, huh? Fuck him. Yeah, it's stupid the kings used to lead the fight, right? You know what happens when a king leads the charge? New kings. Tell them to eat my ass. Right, right. I'm with you so far. That's what I was talking about a couple episodes ago. He doesn't. Old traditions is one way to put it. Another way to put it is they don't have the actual experience they need to lead battle, right? Because they got their position through other means, not through battlefield prowess. Hmm. Interesting. And may I say, yeah. So why is she peeking around then? What's up? I think she wants to hit that. And he is a pretty boy, so I get it. I find that hard to believe. Kings want sons because they need, succession, right? So for him that to be his only kid, but he to treat her well, like, oh shit, seems unlikely. That says a lot to the king's character if that's true, because he would be bitter that he has a fucking daughter instead of a son, right? Look at him grabbing that titty. So if it's true, then that means that the king's actually a pretty decent guy, right? Should be got those Princess Leia buttons, man. Yeah, yeah. God damn. I mean, next time I'll let her break her jaw. Fuck it. Yeah, fuck off. Punk ass. Very, pretty much in a meaningful look. She tripped right near him. Was it intentional? I don't know. I know he's jealous, so that's what I do know. Yeah. What's up? That's what we would classify as not good. Griffin has a point. I say as he's looking at his sword point. You need to stop being so fucking insecure, or possessive, or jealous, or some combination of all three. For now. I mean, it's an open-ended contract. He decide can cancel at any time. Yeah. You just asked us that question so you could insult us. You're mean. Sounds like some bullshit, sir. That feels like the twins from Game of Thrones. Yep, where we can penetrate them on either side. Me and my severe haircut are very happy. Why would you offer up an opinion? How dare you? Right? Right. It's pretty impregnable, I gotta say. This is a good design. As long as you have enough people to man this kind of castle, it's almost impregnable. You needed cannons to be able to shoot from a long distance to take out the. That's what got rid of castles. Yeah. Exactly. Just like the twins, Game of Thrones. Stop asking stupid questions. Drop down and give me 50. We're literally looking at trees right now. We're looking at trees right now. What the fuck is he talking about, man? Look at all those fucking trees. Dude, I was seeing 5,000 trees right in front of me. The fuck are you talking? Look at this shit. Look at all those goddamn trees, man. He's out of his fucking mind. Something tells me the animator was not paying attention to the script. He is a whiny. Nobody likes somebody who constantly complains, man. Golden Knights, that sounds pretty hot. Aren't you too young to have any knowledge? Why are you giving us exposition? That horse looks bad. Griffith's horse? Go back and look at the expression on his face. Look at him. He looks pissed. He's ready to fuck you up, son. Hope there's not a demon in there. I went back and rewatched the scene where the king introduces his younger brother to the people, because I remember them saying that he was next in line to the throne, but I just wanted to make sure that wasn't sudden, like make sure I didn't mishear him. Because I was talking about how he's treating his daughter, right? And it's a brother, not a son. I just wanted to clarify that just to make sure. Which maybe that's what it is. Maybe if he's fond enough of his younger brother and the brother's younger enough, like say a 10, 15-year age difference, which there could be. There could be a lot of dead kids in between, maybe some daughters that married off or whatever, or other brothers in between who got killed in battle or something. If he's younger enough, a king can feel pretty good about that. He can be, look, I'm 50, he's 30, 35. So say I die at 60, he'll be 45. We can, you got a secure line of success. He'll be, he'll at least be able to rule for 10 years. That's kind of what you're looking for. You want stability in your kingdom if you give a shit, right? That could be another reason why he would treat his daughter well, So I don't know. I mean, I'm probably reading way too much into that shit, but it's kind of what I do. I try to look at the corners of the situation, look at what's being implied, not actually being outright spoken and said, and also just my knowledge of this time period in general. Even though this is a fictional universe, Song of Ice and Fire is a fictional universe, but it still obeys the rules of like the time period that he pretty much took that from. Speaking of a Song of Ice and Fire, by the way, let me look up when Berserk actually was made. Okay, the manga was written or was published starting in August of 1989. Okay, the TV series came out in 97, 98. So George R. R. Martin wrote the first few chapters of A Song of Ice and Fire in 1992, somewhere around there. Put it aside for several more years as he worked on scripts and stuff. Came back to it, finished it in 95, 96. The first book was published, Game of Thrones was published in 96, and I think 97, 98, the next two books were published somewhere around there. Something like that. So the manga came first. If Griffith is true to the manga, and some of these other details we're seeing in this TV series are true to the manga, I think this manga influenced George R. R. Martin. Maybe subconsciously. This has happened to me before. I've had two specific instances. The first instance was I had a contact with a publisher in New York. I don't remember the publishing house now. I don't think they exist anymore, but it wasn't like the top lines, but they were the next one down. It wasn't Penguin. I forget who it was. But they were pretty decent. We're talking mid-80s, somewhere around there. Late 80s, possibly, somewhere around there. It was around 1985, 1986, something like that. But anyway, I had a contact. And so I finished the novel, and I was really young. I was still a teenager back then. But my contact was actually through my dad, because he worked in the Navy, and he had, ex-shipmates all over the place, right? So I finished my first novel. It was about this singer who went into a coma and in his mind started jumping into other people's bodies in other time periods. He went back to, he jumped into Anne Frank's body. And then he jumped into some random person that was in a courthouse shootout in the 1800s. And then he jumped into, I don't even remember the other one. This has been a long time since I wrote this novel. But he went through 3 different time periods, right? And he was an asshole before, and this is all about the journey of making him a better person, right? And so when he finally woke up from his coma at the end of the novel, he was a better person. He was going to stop treating people like shit. Typical rock and roll person from the 80s, you know, how they treated people back then. That's kind of what I was going for. It was a really good novel. You know, especially given my age. I was really young at the time. And so Dad put it in his shipmates' hands, and he put it in the hands of the publishers. One of the readers, like, you know, you have readers, they read it. If it's good enough to pass muster, they give it to the actual agent who actually will license the novel, you know. And then you got to find a literary agent to negotiate the contract with you, right? But I was skipping the agent. If you get a deal with a publisher, you can get an agent. Any agent in the world will do that because they don't have to do any work. They just come in, they make money, negotiate, and stay in their contract. That was my route. I wanted to be a published novelist back in the day, right? Filmmaking I kind of backed into. This goes in their hands, right? The very next week, the week that the reader okayed the novel and said, okay, yes, this is good, gave it to the agent. The agent liked it. The agent contacted my friend's dad's friend, who contacted Dad and said, look, find an agent, they'll make a deal. They liked the novel. Now, it's going to need a rewrite. It was going to need a couple more passes and stuff. It was kind of rough, and, you know, I was inexperienced and young and stuff, but they liked the fact I was young. You know, somebody as young as me was doing something like this. So it's a pretty good deal, right? The very next week, TV Guide came out, talked about the new TV series that were coming up in the fall, right? So this happened, I think, in August or some shit. This is back before the internet. You would know what TV shows are coming out months in advance. Back then, you didn't find out until the TV Guide came out. Like, it just was a different world back then. They didn't announce shit like that. Quantum Leap was the big thing that they were pushing. It got a lot of publicity. It was a big deal, and the plot was exactly the same as my novel. Exactly the fucking same. And the publisher immediately passed on it right then, as soon as that shit came out, as soon as I found out about it. I didn't even get around to getting an agent. Which, if I had gotten an agent, then, you know, I said, hey, well, let's do a different novel. You know, they like this one, you know. But because I hadn't actually gotten an agent yet, I didn't even have time to do that. I never did get a publishing career going, you know. I never did get anything published. So, yeah, that sucks. But the big picture here is I came up with an idea that other people came up with, and they were making a TV series out of. We both came up with it the same summer. I started writing probably January of that year. I was done by June. They probably got greenlit for the TV series in February or March. You know, they had the script done and pilot shot by June, and then they were going into production for the series. This shit was happening at the exact same fucking time. So that proved to me 2 different people from across the world can come up with the same idea and nobody's told anything. I hadn't submitted this to anybody. It'd be different if I submitted it to a bunch of fucking Hollywood studios and then the next year a TV show comes out. They didn't know who the fuck I was. I didn't know who the fuck they were. It was a coincidence. So that shows that there's such a thing as, I've always believed this. I've never been worried about people stealing my ideas anyway. I don't give a shit. You know, I can always make more ideas. You can't execute my idea better than I can execute my idea. So you steal it. I don't give a shit. I'm going to do it better than you can. That's been my approach my whole life. But this also tells me a lot of times what you think people are stealing, they're not stealing. It's just a coincidence. So maybe what I'm about to say is a coincidence. Or maybe George R. R. Martin was influenced by this show and doesn't remember it. Or maybe it was an intentional homage. Because George R. R. Martin, he's well read. He reads a lot of stuff. He loves comic books. He loves other cultures, media. It's very possible, even back then, he would have been familiar with the manga. You know, there was no show yet, but he'd been familiar with the manga. You know, that's entirely possible. If the character design is the same as from the manga of Griffith. Why do I say that? Because Targaryens have white hair and purple eyes. He looks like a Targaryen. You know, so the castle, the twins, the castles. Now, I'm sure there's a real life castle both these things are based on. where you have a castle over a river. And they in the Song of Ice and Fire, you have to pay a toll to get across, and they had to move an entire army across. But 500 men in this castle could hold off 5,000, 10,000, 25,000 men, because it's like they described in the show. It's very hard to actually get an angle of attack on these motherfuckers because it's such a narrow playing field, right? Like, you just can't get enough people in there to fucking overwhelm them. So, did George R. R. Martin rip this off? No, I think either he saw it, was influenced by it. It doesn't remember being influenced by it, because that's happened to me too. There's been a time I put dialogue in it. Watch a movie I hadn't seen in years, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's the same as my dialogue. I must have not remembered it, but remembered it and put it in my shit. That's happened to me a couple times, word for word, right? Somebody an outside observer would think I intentionally ripped it off. It was just an accident, or it's just a coincidence. Any of those things can be true. I just find it interesting. I mean, it doesn't really matter either way. I just like talking about shit like this and thinking about it and how we're influenced and how things come into creation and stuff. So, anyway, this is a really long outro, so let's go ahead and leave it there.